Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm with Jim Harris, ex-director of Countrywide, big in the game at Purplebricks, and now runs Sean Newman's operation in the Midlands with, how many self-employed agents?
In total, we've got nearly 55.
So big in the game, big in the game.
Yeah.
Corporate estate agency, what's right about it and what's wrong about it? Talk to me.
Yeah, it's for me. Any corporate is defined as a good corporate or a bad corporate. Corporate, by definition, just means that it's run in an organised, process-driven way. So I'm a massive advocate of process, of organisation, and also a massive fan that you shouldn't reinvent the wheel every 5 minutes. I believe in great training, great education. I believe in accountability and responsibility. I believe in creating a safe environment for people to work in that's a collaborative environment. A bad corporate, for me, sits outside that. And what they do is it's a hierarchical leadership. And I don't even want to call it leadership, Chris, because it's not for me by definition leadership. It's a management, yeah. It's a hierarchical.
It's almost like you always try, because everyone's fearful of what the people behind them, so they're trying to keep them back.
Correct, absolutely. And certainly that was my experience. And I'd like to think that during my tenure with Frank Innes estate agents across the Midlands, that the culture that we created there was far more collaborative, far more inclusive, far more fun. It was all around culture, it was all around the client. I never used to run holiday records or sickness records. I never made anybody fearful of phoning in to tell me that their 3-year-old daughter had got an earache. I just wanted to create an environment. I wanted people not to have to worry that if they wanted to do a cake sale to raise money, that they could do that on company time, that they could serve the community. And that was just inherent in my culture. And certainly, joining Purplebricks, that was maybe a misconception again by the industry, but that cultural togetherness, empowering people, getting people like-minded, having people be able to express themselves, not be told what to do every day, was definitely a foundation of the core values. Corporate estate agency is the opposite for me, and I've watched good and corporate. The early days with Countrywide, Bob Scarf is a great friend of mine.
He's been on the sofa.
Yeah, he's a great friend of mine, and by reputation, many will have a perception of Bob. For me, Bob is one of the most empathetic, caring, articulate, and understanding people. But in the environment that he was in, sometimes he would act in a way that didn't perpetuate that. But I still enjoyed my time with Countrywide during that period. I felt I had a voice. Harry Hill set Countrywide up on the basis of, local identity, local autonomy and individuality. And when that exists in a collaborative manner, that's highly successful. Bring together that economies of scale, consistency of process, consistency of support. That means financially it's a better model for everybody, and all of a sudden you've got a great corporate environment to thrive in. Take away the autonomy, take away accountability, responsibility, or a sense of wanting to be part of something, and what you end up is usually a double-edged culture. A culture that the management sit behind a table and think that they're devising to win the hearts and minds of their people, and then a covert culture where everybody in the branches thinks, what a load of tosh that is, we'll do it our way anyway. And I'll tell you now, which is the most powerful culture builder in a corporate. So the thing that's wrong for me in corporates is where the culture is devised and driven from covertly back up and not acknowledged and embraced by the powers that be as a positive collaboration and buy-in. When you stifle that, you create divisiveness.
So if you were running Countrywide today, what would you be doing?
Talking to the people, finding out what it is, basic things. Where do you want to work? Do you like coming into the office every day? Do you think customers still want high street branches? How many customers come in? Do your friends and family look for houses by walking into your branches? Simple. Ask everybody. Every single person who works within a corporate establishment in a branch at the moment asks themselves that question: why can my management not realise that consumer trends have changed and we're working in an historic environment that's not fit for purpose? And if all they did was ask the thousands of people to write one suggestion of a way forward, they would have more information at their fingertips than any data scientist could give them. To then embrace and get those people changing their environment for themselves, all of a sudden you buy and you start to build momentum with a culture. And for me, that would be the biggest and first thing that I would do, without a shadow of a doubt. And one of the first things I did when I joined Sean Newman's operation was we sent out a survey monkey, a questionnaire, and the questions were 30, 40 questions, asking real deep questions. What was right? What was wrong? What did they like? How would they change things? How could they change things? And we did that. I did that in the first week of starting on that journey, and then made a pledge that until I'd listened to everybody, I wouldn't impose a single strategic change until we'd formulated a collaborative plan.
And how's that going?
We're very close to knowing what our future looks like, knowing what we need to look like to be fit for purpose when we expand, which our plans are to expand. In Newman's, quite dramatically across the UK, in Fine and Country, it's going to be organic to create the best local client service we can do within our licensed areas. And we're getting there. We have a culture forming of togetherness, mutual respect and kindness, which is what we're basing our culture around, and understanding what everybody's purpose is within the organisation, and that our purpose is to provide all the support and tools they need to be successful, achieve their goals and earn their money. Their role is to provide excellent expert estate agency service to their clients. And together, if we learn, if we care for each other, if we take action, if we always do the right things and work in kindness, togetherness and with mutual benefit, we'll change the world.
Thank you for your time today, Jim.
You're welcome.